So before we begin, if you are new here, please subscribe our channel if you want to learn how to score high in Duolingo English Test.
We are going to try to answer every question to our best ability, and we will try to get the best possible score. So let's begin. So this is the first step. Sorry about the notification. Real or fake. In this section, you will see a word on the screen. You will have 5 seconds to decide if the word is real word in English. There will be 10 to 20 words in this section. All right, let's begin. Itself, yes. Explemist. I've never heard it, so yeah. Designated. Nope. There, yes. Seemingly, yes. Female, I'm not sure. Pupil, yes. Idle, yes. Sees, yes. Impate, no. Healer, no. Furtherature, no. Fulfilling, yes. Teaser, no. Semicolon, yes. Immensate, sate, not sure. Ravious, not sure. Pleasant, yes. Okay, this section is now complete. Let's move on to the next one. Find the right word. In this section, you will see a sentence with the blank, and you will have 30 seconds to complete the sentence. While fans were dash about the team's chance, were doubtful. Yeah. While fans were doubtful about the team's chances, the coach remained positive about their potential. Okay. You have dash to playing full songs. You have programmed to playing full song because you have been practicing guitar for months. So, oh, okay. Did you know our fishing dash is lower this year because of new regulation? Our fishing, sure. In times of uncertainty, people may dash about result. People may wonder, oh no. Worry. That's correct. They are trying to dash their children, foster their children's creativity from an early age. Foster, that's correct. They posted an amazing hairy video of thousands of dash mayflies which gathered and flew together. I think it's the name of the bird, but I'm not sure. No, that's not sure. So I'm not sure about this one. I'm not a big fan of frequent dash, but I do enjoy coffee dates with my friend. Social, I'm a big fan of, say, ALMEDA, but I do enjoy coffee dates with my friend. Okay. I'm sorry for the dash, but could you explain the last one? I'm sorry for the interruption. Okay. Due to dash evidence circulating, no, CIRCULATING, no, evidence, and lack of direct proof, the jury found defendant guilty due to, oh, no, I don't know what this. Okay, this section is now complete. Let's move on to the next one.
They found a solution that worked successfully.
Solution. UTION that work perfectly.
They found a solution that worked successfully.
Successfully. Successfully. All right, let's listen it for the last time.
They found a solution that worked successfully.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Just gonna increase the voice. Yeah, that's perfect. Scientists try to explain why things act the way they do and predict what will happen. Scientists try to explain why things act the way they do and predict what will happen.
It is not an acronym as popularly believed. It is not an acronym as popularly believed.
I believe it is this. It is not an acronym, it is popularly believed. Let's hear it for the last time.
It is not an acronym as popularly believed.
Popularly believed. Sure. All right. Environmental protection is a stewardship and conservation of natural resources in support of a long-term ecological health. Constructive management practices are vital to oops, my bad, are vital to maintain um, are vital to maintain, enhance the or enhance. This is going to be or enhance the economic value of their of EHERE, their resources. Effective management is also necessary to safeguard environmental quality. The dash their main goal, their main goals of environmental protection are to sustain productive ecosystem, SYSTEM, eco, SYSTEM ecosystems, to sustain productive ecosystems, conserve biodiversity, and protect air and water quality. I think we answered each of it correctly. Constructive management practices are vital to maintain or enhance the economic value of their resources. Effective management is also necessary to safeguard environmental quality. Um, the main goal, the dash main. 3. Oh, okay. I think this is supposed to be 3. PHREE, main goals. Yes, goals of environmental protection are sustain productive ecosystem, conserve biodiversity, and protect. Okay, this is correct. Let's move on. So the game added many new things, such as breeding and a new bag system. The games added many new things, such as breeding and a new bag system.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Email account, if I'm not wrong. All right, let's listen to it. Let's listen to this again.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
University email account despite graduating. Let's listen it for the last time.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Years ago, he still has access to his university email account. That's perfect. All right, let's move on. Position of a person is their status or responsibility in a community or group of people. The position of a person is their status or responsibility in a community or group of people.
I felt very sorry that I had put them to so much trouble.
Feel very sorry that I put them through so much trouble. Let's see.
I felt very sorry that I had put them to so much trouble.
To so much trouble. I feel very sorry. I feel very sorry that I put them to so much trouble. Let's listen it for the last time.
I felt very sorry that I had put them to so much trouble.
I think that's correct. Let's move on. That his decision was because he was concerned for the orchestra's well-being. He claimed that his decision was because he was concerned for the orchestra's well-being. Okay. Was it osteopathic physiology use hands-on NIQUE techniques called manipulation to dash constructed muscle to loosen SEN, the CLES muscles, and joints to help improve dash of and to improve what could be this quality here? Help improve the dash of motion and dash proper function and results proper function to the body. Manual manipulation is our common technique CCHNIQUE used be used on their patient EHEIR. Technique used be patients. Okay, let's look at this again. I directly read it from here. Osteopathic physiology use hands-on techniques called manipulation to loosen constricted muscles and joints to help improve, not sure what's going to be here, of motion and results proper function of the body. Manual manipulation is our common technique used be on their patient. Be on their patient. To improve RA of motion. The RA of motion. No, I'm not sure if this is the correct. So, right, let's move on to the next one. When it moves all the way around the clock, the minute hand moves forward one space.
The company prioritized the use of recycled materials during the manufacturing process.
Yeah. The company prioritized the use of recycled materials during the manufacturing process.
The company prioritized the use of recycled materials during the manufacturing process.
Okay, this is correct. Is the use of recycling. I'm going to listen it to the last time.
The company prioritized the use of recycled materials during the manufacturing process.
Yeah. Materials during the. Okay, I think this is correct. In jury selection, lawyers are now beginning to favor individuals who were uninformed about the topic of the case. The dash is this. The sure about this is correct. This individual will come uh, uh, in with it's X-E-R-I-E-N-C. No, with X-E-R-D-S. No, in a topic also will also have strong opinion and IONS. This this as knowledge. PRIOR, prior knowledge of supportive affects their ability to be impaired um, in, people who are uninformed, by contrast, will apparently come in with more flexible viewpoints. Okay, let's look at it again. In the jury selection, lawyers are now beginning to favor individuals who are uninformed about the topic of the case. This dash is the dash of this individual, the LO, the dash of this individual, dash come in with this individual come with the dash is this individual. Dash is this individual come in the oh I in with dash topic come in and then okay, never mind. Let's move on to the next one. Allows one to face the hardship with as little harm as possible. This attitude allows one to face the hardships with as little harm as possible.
You can always keep yourself informed about the current pollen situation.
You can always keep yourself informed with the current dash situation. Let's hear it again.
You can always keep yourself informed about the current pollen situation.
About the current bond situation. Bond situation. I'm not really sure about this word, but let's hear it for the last time. You can always keep yourself informed about the current bond situation.
You can always keep yourself informed about the current pollen situation.
Not sure about this, but let's move on. All right, let's go to the interactive reading. You will have 8 minutes to answer the question about the reading passage. All right. A park is an area of land that is dashed aside, that is created or that is managed to preserve the natural ecosystem. Set aside and managed to preserve the natural ecosystem, to dash the wildlife, to protect the wildlife, and to provide dash access to the natural world, to provide people, um, provide people access to the natural world. Parks do not include the land use dash private residencies. Parks do not include land used dash private for private residence, highways, and other buildings. Parks may dash garden. Park may feature gardens, zoo exhibits, wilderness, dash trails, um, wilderness walks, trail, wilderness, what is it? Maybe design walks section, wilderness areas, trails, bike, and dash path. And paths, because there's no walking elsewhere. Another kind of park is a botanical garden. Botanical garden. These are usually smaller areas that are dashed to grow, that are used to grow and display specific kind of plant life or display of native dash life. Botanical, there's going to be a water, so fish life. I'm not sure about this one, but let's read this. To grow and display specific kind of plant life or display of a native fish life or insect life, animal life, plant life, nature. I think it's going to be fish since it's a botanical garden. All right, let's move on to the next one. A park is an area that is there aside they can also be managed through public-private partnership. Select the best sentence to fill private partnership. Parks are important for creating a healthy community environment in which everyone is valued. Parks may be privately owned or managed by city or higher-level government, etc. The recreational functions of parks are now recognized as basic to community well-being. People will use the parks if they are good quality, well maintained. They can also be managed through public-private partnership, privately owned or managed by city or higher government. People park may be privately owned or managed by city or high level government. They can also be managed through public-private partnership. All right, let's go. Click and drag the text to highlight the answer to the question below. What is the definition of park? A park is an area of land set aside. Okay, so a park is an area of land that is set aside and from natural world. What is the definition of park? Okay, this is the correct definition of park. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna take the full stop as well. That's good. Click and drag the text. Okay, what is the difference between a park and a botanical garden? Parks may be privately owned and managed by city. Highlight the text in the passage. Parks may include gardens or exhibits, trade paths, and visitors. Another kind of park is a botanical. They're usually smaller in area. What is different between the park and a botanical garden? Not sure about this one. Parks may include a zoo. Other kind of is a botanical. These are botanical gardens. Land for private residents. Okay, what is the difference between a park and a botanical garden? Botanical garden, usually smaller area. Botanical gardens are usually smaller areas. These are usually believe this is the right one. Let's go on to the next one. Select the idea that is expressed in the passage. Parks benefit the environment through their influence on clean air and water. More than half of all visits to the park are made by families. Parks may contain variety of entertainment facilities visitors to see and use. Parks and other natural areas can benefit individuals in many ways. Park benefit environment through the influence. Parks may parks and other natural areas can benefit. Parks may contain variety of entertainment facilities, see and use. That's the correct one. Let's move on. Here is the best title: Parks and Trade System. An Introduction to Park. Introduction to Park is a good one. Let's move on. Okay, I think we did it before time. That's good. The section is now complete. Let's move on to the next one. All right. For the next 5 questions, you will participate in the conversation about the scenario below. You are an urban studies student who is nearing the end of their undergraduate studies. Urban studies students, you are trying to decide if you should apply for a job or if you should apply for a doctorate program. You ask your professor for their opinion. All right, let's begin. So basically, I'm just at the end of my undergraduate studies, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go for a job or like another program. And we're going to ask professor for their opinion. So let's begin the conversation. Pick the best option to start the conversation. Professor, what do you want to talk about? I'd like to share my experience, Professor. Hi, Professor. I'm here about my final paper. Professor, I have some great news to share. Professor, I hope you're doing well. Let's talk about. All right, Professor, I hope you're doing well.
Hi, I'm doing well, thanks. What can I do for you?
Okay, that's a good start to the conversation. Yeah, I've been thinking about that too, but I'm not sure if I'm cut out of the university setting. It seems like a lot of work and competition. I'm finishing my undergraduate degree in accounting, and I'm trying to decide whether to get a job or apply for a master program. I was wondering if you had any thoughts. I believe that's the one that I want to go for. I'm not sure. That's why I wanted to ask. I wanted to get your opinion on something. I'm nearing the end of my undergraduate, and I'm trying to decide if I should apply for a job or should I apply for a doctorate program. I'm working on some research right now, and I have some questions. I'm not sure. Let me see the. I'm finishing up my undergraduate degree in accounting, and I'm trying to decide whether to get a job or apply for master's program. I was wondering if you had any thought on that. All right, opinion. Okay, I'll go for that one.
That's a tough decision. Have you been looking at jobs in the field that you're interested in?
Okay, so he's asking if you're looking for a job and it's interested field. Yes, there are some programs that look good, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for more school. I see. Well, I see. What do you think would be the best option for me in terms of my career prospects? Yeah, I've been looking, but most of the jobs require at least few years of experience. Some of them are applying for doctorate. I'm not really sure. I've enjoyed my research project, but also like the ideas of having a more stable job. So I think I'll go with this one. Yeah, I've been looking, but most of the jobs require at least few years of experience.
That's true. A doctoral program would give you the opportunity to gain more knowledge and research experience in your field so that you can eventually get a job that you want.
Okay. We're saying that a master program in my field is going to give me an experience that's going to help me in the job ahead. So it's the best response, but it feels like it would take so long, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to study several more years. Yeah, I am, but then again, a doctoral program could lead more opportunities down the road. No, but I've taken some advanced undergraduate course. I did really well in them. I haven't done that yet. I don't know how to apply for doctoral program. It seems very difficult. I can't wait to finish my studies. I'm really tired of studying. Yeah, but it feels like it's going to take so long. Okay, I'm going to go with that one.
It definitely takes a lot of time and commitment, but it can be very rewarding. If you're not sure if an advanced degree is for you, why don't you try working in your field for a few years and then decide whether or not to pursue a doctorate later on?
Okay. He's saying it takes time, but then he also gives us an option to go for a master's program. That will give us more time to think what kind of program do we want to go for. Okay, select the best one. Okay, I'll do a little more research. Thanks, Professor. Good idea. Yeah, that would be great. Makes sense now. That makes sense now. Great. Thank you, Professor. Okay, cool. So that's the I want to get opinion on something. This doctor program would give opportunity. All right. To eventually get a job that you want. In the conversation with professor, I asked for his opinion on whether I should do masters or start searching for a job. He suggested that doing masters will help me get more um, uh, knowledge and will help me in uh, help me in future for my job. He said I should. Okay, I think okay. That's in the certified test, you may glance at your keyboard during typing section. On the certified test, if you are not looking at the screen throughout the entire test, your test will not be certified. Okay. 1 minute. This is an image of a modular kitchen that is very well designed. There is a stove with 4 burners, which looks completely new and never used. There are also a couple UPLE furnitures and ideal porch furnitures. Okay. The topic below: describe an unforgettable moment of success or achievement in your life, whether it was academic, professional, personal, or professional. Explain the circumstances leading up to it and emotions that you experience as a result. Right? It was personal. Explain the circumstances leading to it and emotions that you experience as a result. All right. Um, the, um, Personal moment which I feel is an unforgettable, forgettable moment which is unforgettable in my life, and it is to overcome the fear of riding bicycle. Bicycle. Um, initially, initially when I started, initially when I started to learn, I started to learn how to ride, ride. Oh my God, ride a bicycle. I a journey of learning in my journey to learn, learn how to ride a bicycle. I had a lot of failures, like failures. I um, I even broke my, leg once falling from bicycle because of because of losing balance. All of these failures, emotions, any of the emotions that I experienced, all these failures had me feeling very upset and very depressed, and very depressed. I always felt, uh, but I always doubt UPT myself on when myself on will I ever be able to ride a bicycle. Bicycle. However, these failures uh, were the stepping stone for me to ultimately learn how to ride how to learn to ultimately learn to ride a bicycle. Um, Result. However, this failure was a stepping stone for me to ultimately learn to ride a bicycle. After uh, around 25 attempts of failure, there was one attempt where I was able to balance myself. I was able to balance myself and ride the bicycle successfully without any fear. This helped me to learn a valuable lesson in, in life, and now I conquer any difficult, I see, difficult task in my life. Now I conquer any difficult task in my life after facing some failures. Okay, that's perfect.
Talk about a time you were extended hospitality while you were traveling.
Okay. Once upon a time, I was visiting a hotel in Alberta, Banff. The name of the hotel was Banff Fairmont. I remember a time I booked a 2-bedroom suite for myself. And when I was checking in the hotel, I when I checked into the hotel room, I actually find that there was some stuff left behind by the person who was living there earlier. I quickly reported that stuff to the reception, and when I returned the stuff to the reception, the hotel person actually helped me, actually appreciated for the gesture that I made, and actually helped me to get more and gave me a discount on the stay that I had in the hotel. This was a very sweet gesture of hospitality that I got from the reception of Fairmont Hotel in Banff. And they were very grateful for the actions that I did by returning the valuable stuff that previous tenants left into the room. Let's speak about the image below. Okay, there's a lady and she's doing okay. I think that's up. This image shows a lady trying to do some sewing using the sewing machine. I can see that she is trying to make a designs of flowers on a piece of a cloth. She is also wearing a golden watch and uh, a glasses. The room is full of dark, which tells me that she is working in during the night time, and the picture also shows that she is very focused in the work that she is doing. From the design on the cloth, it clearly shows the dedication that she had to make all of those design onto the cloth. The picture also shows a sewing machine, which looks like a vintage machine. The, the machine also has a thread on the top of the machine, which indicates that the machine is from very old age, because the new machines today have the electric motors in it and also the thread within them. So you don't have to replace them every time. Speak about the topic below. Describe the time when you were especially productive at work. What was the project or the task you were working on? What did you do in order to stay focused and productive? What was the result of your productivity? What was the project or task that you were working on? What did you do in order to stay focused or productive? So I wanted to discuss about the time when I was very productive at my work, and that time was during development of dashboards. So I work as a data analyst in a company, and I was given a task of developing a finance dashboard for the finance team. As the task was new to me, I was facing a lot of hard time to stay focused and productive on that task. The way how I tried to stay focused was to learn more and more about how to build a dashboard using the main parameters so that it can be used by finance team to the best ability. This learning of this learning actually helped me to gain to be more focused on that particular task. This resulted in this actually helped me in developing the dashboard, which was really high quality, and I got a reply from the finance team that this has actually helped them increase the sales for their company. So this is the result of the productivity that I increased because of learning new things about building dashboard. Writing and speaking sample. On the certified state, the next two questions would be contribute to your score and would also be available to the institution that received your result. All right, let's begin. Prepare to write about the topic below. Pop music is extremely popular around the world. What do you think this genre of the music is so popular? Why do you think this genre is so popular worldwide? Discuss your thought and give details and example to support your opinion. Thought and discuss your thought and give details and example to support your opinion. Okay. More popular around the world. Recently, popular music has taken the world with a sweep. Taken over the world. Taken over the world. Over the world. Taken over the world. Many new generation individuals prefer listening ing to the pop music music over any other music form like classical like classical or jazz. The main reason I believe uh, I believe people are more inclined towards pop music is that all of the pop music has the real reference to the world. One of the best example is the latest song by Jack Harlow. Um, Today is my day. Is my day. Jack Harlow named Today is my day. This song, uh, song song's lyrics uh, showcases um, reference reference of his everyday life struggles. The reference to his everyday life struggle as a normal human being. This idea strikes um, this idea. This is the idea which other people can relate it, relate relate to um, and causes them to listen to the music more. Discuss your thoughts and give details and examples to support your opinion. Secondly, the music also has the new beats and tunes which are more which are more groovy. It is normally uh, there's a research there is a research which states that people are more inclined towards the groovy music versus the slow music. All right, I think that's good. Okay, let's go for the speaking sample. Prepare to speak about the topic below. What do you think is the best way to remember what you learn in a lecture or meeting? Explain your reasons and give example from your own experience. What do you think about what do you think is the best way to remember what you learn in lecture or meeting? Okay. So I think the best way to remember what has been discussed in the lecture or meeting is by taking very detailed notes. The reason that I believe why that is helpful is so that you can take notes of every minute discussion that has happened in the entire conversation. It is really difficult for a human brain to actually memorize everything that has happened in a conversation or in a lecture. So taking the notes down on the main points actually helps you to collect the conversation where you left even after you leave the meeting. For example, there was an experience, I had an experience during one of my meetings wherein we had a conversation for around an hour long. And in those conversations, we discussed about a lot of changes that we were planning to do to the existing meeting strategies. Now, when I came out of the meeting, I didn't have a lot of things on my mind since I didn't make notes of it. So that was a learning task for me. And that made me realize that in order to understand whatever is being discussed in the meetings, I really need to make notes of all of those points. Not a full, it is not supposed to be a full-fledged notes, but only the main points. In the next meeting, when I had the discussion with the finance department about their finance strategy, that was a time when I recollected that I need to make notes on the meeting, the points that are going to happen. So in the meeting, I went very well prepared. And I started, when we started, I started taking the notes of every minute details that were being discussed in the meeting. This approach of mine really helped me after our conversation to recollect whatever we talked about, and it also helped me in future because I was always prepared um, for any of the meetings or any of the lectures. As I was always ready with the notepad and a pen and to note down all the main points that I had. So this is a strategy that this was my own personal experience on how did I remember the main points in the meetings or in the lectures. That's 125 to 145. I think we are 5 above from what we had last time. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was helpful, and meet you in the next one.